Hello everybody and welcome to The Day I Became a God, episode 5 anime review. This episode, oh boy, surprise feels. You know, I wasn't expecting feels till near the end. But no, this one got me. This one got me at the heart towards the end of the episode. And yeah, I hope I'm not the only one, but it hit me a little bit. I'm not going to say I've been disappointed by this show, because I knew the first half would be a bit slow. But no, this one got me. This has probably been my favourite episode so far. It hit me. We didn't see anything from the hacker thing. It was all about Izanami this episode and her family. And it was, yeah, I'm just going to say it hit me. We'll get to where it hit me when we get there. But you could probably guess where it hit me. Like, it's not too hard to guess. But anyway, let's crack on to the episode, see exactly how everything went down, and do this thing. So the episode begins with Izanami complaining to her dad that he's not visited her mum's grave in 10 years since she died, and it's like, oh, okay. That's remember last week where, Yota almost got laid because of his weird mahjong play? I remember those days. No, that's not what we're going to there. I'm not going to say this episode was perfect, but it was at least a step in a decent direction. He says he's not going to go. Basically, he says he'll go next year, but he's not left the house. Basically, he is a shut-in. He's a translator, I think we find out. So he doesn't need to leave his house too often, other than to do shopping when Izanami doesn't want to, I guess. I wonder if she said no to getting food, if her dad would ever eat. There's a real question. She goes out to study with Yota instead, and then tells him about how her dad doesn't leave the house, and she goes to the library to get out of the house, basically, and then Yota gets hit in the heart because he thought that she was coming to the library to study with him and to see him. But no, he just happened to be there. He is happenstance. And then, of course, he goes home and complains to Hina about it, and Hina is like, alright then, Yota boy, I guess we're going to sort this one out as well. And yeah, I don't think I really I know I was pretty positive at the start, not really a fan of how they played this out. We'll get to it. I mean, you know, it's pretty not cool, if we're being honest. It's not this bit, though. This bit was alright. So they go to Izanami's house to get her dad out of the house. Yota tries to get him to come out for a walk, tries to get him to go to a hostess bar, and then he finally says, hey, come help me get Izanami a present. And he does. He won't get changed into anything decent, though, so he's just kind of in his PJs. Not his PJs, but they could be, you know. He hasn't come this far out into the city to where they go in years. And then he wants to try a bunch of food, because all these new restaurants are up with new food, and he wants to see how they're all made and everything. Go to a load of different restaurants, it's good. Everything's a new experience. He has a drink, just one drink, and he starts saying about how he must join his wife. And I was like, oh my god, that got dark. And yeah, Hina is just like, Yota, stop him. We may have made a mistake. I'm like, blibbidell, if they had made his dad kill himself, like, Jesus, that would be, I mean, never mind how dark that would be just, Yota would not be getting laid by Izanami anytime soon if that happened. Let's just say that much. Jesus Christ. He didn't mean killing himself. What he meant was, basically, he needs to go watch video messages. So his wife left video messages that he's seen some of them, but he hasn't shown Izanami, our Izanami. They're both Izanami, I realise. When I say Izanami, I'm talking about girl Izanami. There. And I'll just say it, her dad. When I'm talking about her dad, easy to do. He hasn't shown her any of them yet, which, I mean, that's a pickle. That is a pickle that I don't really know if Yota and Hina can handle in a tactful way. And yeah, no, not exactly. So on the way home, Yota buys Hina a little robot thing, and she asks if there's any videos of Mama Izanami, and then they watch that. They watch like a barbecue video. They're all having fun together as happy families. Hina now wants to sort this out to get Izanami to see the video message. How's she gonna do that? Before that though, Yota notices, like, when it comes to mothers, you're really active, Hina, and Hina just sort of brushes it off. So it's like, oh, okay, so there's something there. Something's happened there, obviously. So then Hina thinks, if we get them to see the video message and bond, then all their problems will be solved, basically. Which is like, okay. Then Hina talks about their plan, and I don't know. Oh, okay, it's not a good plan. Like it's a little bit like, oh, you know. So Hina talks about how phone voices are synthesized, And Hina's going to pretend to be Izanami's mum on the phone. And first off, like, Izanami's stupid for believing. We'll get to exactly how it goes down in a minute, but she's stupid for believing it for a second. And it's just, oh god, I know their heart was in the right place, but oh, it's not. If someone did that to me, I'd be punching. Let's just say that. If someone tried to do what they did to Izanami to me, I would be punching. Like, that's just a no-go. That's not cool. Yota goes to see Izanami. Her dad hasn't said anything about the incident before. Well, not incident, when they hung out before, I guess. And then Yota asks, hey, if you could speak to your mum, would you want to do that? And then he says he made a magic phone that's connected to the underworld, and that he can do that for her if she wants. And Izanami she plays along at first, but then she gets into it because Hina has a really good impression of her, and it's actually working. And the fact that it's actually working is cruel. It's cruel because it's not her. Like, again, their hearts are in the right place, but do the ends really justify the means? Like, really, this is cruel. Like, if it hadn't worked out, it would have been beyond heartless if things hadn't worked out okay, you know? Anyway, this whole thing was basically to have Izanami's mum bring up the video messages to Izanami so Izanami can go talk to her dad about it. And after the call, she runs home to go do that. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I like the second half of the episode with them bonding. I just don't know how we got there. It is a question of do the ends justify the means? And yeah, it worked out this time. But if it hadn't worked out, we wouldn't be saying like, hey, yeah, they were doing the right thing. We've been like, no, that's too far. That's cruel. But it's just because it worked out. I don't know what I feel about it. I mean, I do. It's not good. It's not a good thing. It makes them kind of seem like dicks a little bit. Specifically Hina because she came up with it, but Yota for going along with it as well. She runs home to ask about the video messages, as I said. He's never watched them all the way through, has Papa Izanami, I guess. And he says to her, you can watch them as long as you don't finish them. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty weird. So they watched the thing, and Mama Izanami was like, I'm researching a spell to make the family happy and everything. They're basically like, like videos like Happy 7th birthday, as goes through her birthday. She's just recorded them in a row, obviously. But they're meant to be like, like time capsules, sort of. But yeah, this hit me a little bit. The second one hit me a lot, though. And then after watching, she says, before they get to the last one, if you get to the last one, you have to forget about me after that and delete the messages and move on, basically. And yeah, the dad is like, that's why I can't do it. I can't just forget. And Izanami is like, hey, we need to watch it. And then she's like to the dad, hey, you've still got me. I'm not going anywhere. And eventually he agrees. He's like, okay, yeah, all right, we'll watch the last one. We need to move on. Basically, we've been stuck in limbo for 10 years, and so it's time. Basically, yeah. This stuff hit me. Like, I wasn't too much of a fan. Like as I mentioned and made clear in the earlier stuff, but this whole bit with her and her dad, I really liked. So the final video, the mama predicts exactly how they would be. Basically, how doom and gloom they've both become. Basically. She uses her happy magic on them after the video. There's some crying, because of course there's some crying, you expect that. Izanami has come to the conclusion that she thought she had it the hardest, but actually her dad had it way worse than her, and so, he's had the worst time than she has. And now she says, we have to let the magic work, or the research will be for nothing, basically. And yeah, they know that it's not. I mean, obviously they're just playing along, but they kind of gotta play along. It's almost like a last wish in a way. You gotta play along. Go out into the world. He's gonna go out into the world. He accepts everything in the end. In the credits montage, it's just happy family times. This like ending bit really got me. I was like, yeah, okay. Didn't expect that. It didn't get me super. Like, I wasn't crying, but it hit me in the heart a little bit. Which, it's the first thing that's got me, like, considering how this show has been mostly comedy, I would say, like, not too much heart pulling. They were like, yeah, now we're going to pull on your heart, basically. And, boy, yeah, that montage as well, that montage got me as well. It was, and then after the montage, they both go to visit the grave together, and it's just like, what a perfect way to wrap up the episode. And boy, we didn't wrap up though, we had a little bit extra, but I got worried for this extra bit. So Izanami goes to thank Yota and asks if there's anything she can do for him, and I was like, if he does it now, after that BS he pulled earlier, I'm gonna flip. And I really thought he was gonna do it. I thought they were getting together. I would have been mad. Because, you know, I mean, yes, everything worked out, but boy, it's not good, is it? Hina in the room is like, haha, I've set up all the cards for him again. But then she starts feeling jealous. She's like, but why does my heart hurt? And it's like, okay, so now Hina likes him as well. How different are their ages? Is she actually a little girl, or is she just like, she's just small? That's the real question. Yota comes back. Of course, Yota couldn't ask her out because he's a goddamn chicken. Like, that's the third or fourth time that she set you up. I'm glad he didn't this time. I'm starting to think he's doing it on purpose, you know. Maybe he likes Hina now, you know. Who knows? Maybe he's one of them right old lolicons is Yota. Who knows? Not me. And then she beats him with a cushion for wasting another opportunity. He deserved to be beaten with a cushion, but so does Hina for that absolute shambles of a stunt she pulled earlier. And that was the end of the episode. So I have no idea where the plot's going. I really don't. Presumably the hacker kid will get involved. He wasn't in this episode, but I want to see how everything connects. Like, I'm so unsure. They said 11 days till the end of the world, so probably a few more episodes and then I don't think we're going to end the series at the end of the world. Maybe not though. Maybe they'll slow down a bit towards the end, but who knows? Yeah, I don't really know what to say about this episode. It was a mixed bag. I liked the stuff with her and her dad, but I really didn't like the Hina and Yota, how they got it there. It was a bit scummy, weren't it? Yeah, it was. Anyway, what was my favourite part of the episode though? Let's check that out. It shouldn't be hard to figure out, but we'll do the transition anyway. Blah. So yes, my favourite part was obviously the surprise feels from the messages from the mum. Didn't expect that going into this episode, but it hit. That part hit. Like the whole episode as a whole, I'm not going to say hit, but that little bit, that definitely hit. So yeah, I hope it hits me again in a weird way. I keep going back. I hope this show hits me in the heart again, harder this time. Like I hope it. Why am I making it sound so not good? I want it to make me cry. You know, I'm not. It might sound like such a weird thing to say, but this kind of show, if it makes you cry, it's doing its job well. And that's what I want. That's what I want it to do its job well. I'm enjoying this show, but I think I am enjoying it a bit less than I thought I would, which is a shame. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it well enough, I suppose. Don't know where we're going. That's exciting. Don't have a clue where the plot's going. Who knows? Who has a clue? Anyway, thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff for more reviews. That would help me out a lot. I will see you next week for another episode of this. Take care and bye, guys.